which are the areas of highest uranium concentration as opposed to radioactivity, include Coles Hill and all the places where there were mineral leases on that map I showed you earlier. So one of the things you will hear in the next few months is that, don't worry, we have no intention of mining outside of Coles Hill, and we have no interest anywhere else in the state. Literally last night on the debate, Patrick Wales said, there's just special places in the world where there's unique geologic formations, and Coles Hill is one of them. This is the only place we're interested in.
So we'll likely hear, we've already started to hear a little bit about it today, of why we can't mine uranium in Virginia. There may be some old examples, perhaps even some inflammatory, hearkening to this industry's past. The implication will be that Virginia's future in this industry must look like those examples of the 1950s.
The same geologic formations that are at Coles Hill follow the Davidson soils that go along Route 15. And for those of you who are in farming, it sort of correlates to Brandy Station and places where you have incredibly mineral-rich soils that are good for growing things.
To be honest, I think it's unimaginable to think that the great state of Virginia is too ham-fisted to be able to incorporate the best environmental protection while at the same time contributing to energy independence and economic prosperity. Places like France and Australia and Canada can do this safely. Certainly we can here in Virginia.
There's a new form of mining in the last decade or so, in situ mining. This is being done in some sites in Wyoming and Colorado, where they inject a leachate fluid that has the right combination of chemicals so that the uranium is leached out into the liquid, and then that's pumped back out and we extract the uranium content out. That obviously doesn't require the amount of solid material to be moved, so there's less mine waste and tailings to deal with. You still have the liquid that has radioactive material to worry about, and so it's not a risk-free system, but it certainly has a much less intense effect on the land. This is not something that they believe is possible in Coles Hill. You thicken it, you leach it, you thicken it again, you filter it. There's lots of steps. What you're doing is you're gradually extracting the non-uranium materials from other associated minerals until you get a high enough concentration, what's called yellow cake.
Nuclear technology is not something new to Virginia. In fact, by many accounts, we are the nuclear capital of the United States. We have all over the world, especially in our neighbor to the north, Canada, uranium is being mined efficiently and safely. Other countries like France have a long history of safe uranium mining and milling. And here, today's sophisticated mining and milling techniques, combined with the strong advances in mining safety, we believe that Virginia Uranium can not just create a safe operation, but the safest mining and milling operation.
So, what we've been asking the General Assembly since 2007 is, require there to be a demonstration of 5 places in the world where it's been done safely, and then we can start the conversation. So part of what's been going on for the last 2 or 3 years, and what the National Academy of Sciences has been tasked with, is go look at the mining and milling operations, and the science and the engineering, and find where it's been done safely. So in 1983, what Marline said was open pit mine. Overboard would create about 930 acres, 100 feet high, of radioactive dirt. Pretty low level radioactivity, but go remember that it doesn't really matter how high it measures. If you get one of those particles in you, you're going to have a long-term issue, long-term risk issue. We're trying to do some comparisons. 145 Walmarts, that's a lot. This would have to be stored in Virginia indefinitely. They're not going to move this out of state, so it'll be here. Next slide. We tried to help the General Assembly understand what that would look like. That's downtown Richmond. That's the 948 acres. And then this next slide is about what it would be if it were 100 feet high. Only building that would stick out would be the General Assembly building.